Okay, what I'm going to do right now is Exodus Decoded. But not only am I going to break down Exodus or decode Exodus, I'm also going to briefly touch on or elaborate on Genesis and Revelations as well. So I actually be touching on Genesis, Exodus, and Revelations, but I'll primarily be dealing with Exodus. Now, I'm going to start with Genesis since they say Genesis is the beginning. Now, Genesis represents the genes, the blood, the DNA, RNA, pertains to the workings of the inner body, inner elements, spirit and soul transitions, source of light, chemistry, biology, the sources of life, the evolution of atoms, Adam and Eve. We're talking about chromosomes, which is the sum of light. We're talking about ribosomes, which is the sum of messages. Chromosomes and ribosomes are the total light messages you receive. Chrome is the light and ribo is the message. These are the light codes. These are light codes. So when you hear the phrase, let there be light, this is what that's talking about. Let there be light, knowledge, expansion, transformation, evolution of DNA and RNA. Now, when you hear the phrase, I am who I am, what you need to know is that the I represents the soul, the am represents the spirit, who is to come down. I am who I am, soul and spirit that comes down. In Ifa, this would be Allahu, descending light that will ascend again. Exodus, or Ruku. Exodus is dealing with the outer dust, the sand, the flesh, the body, outer elements, and how they affect the inner body. Physical bondage, binding the spirit to the physical transitions, emotions, physical life and death. The heart is the seat of the soul. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Moses is the heart. And the Hebrews, or the people, represent the spirit and the freeing of the spirit from bondage. Moses is the heart, or the seat of the soul. Ramses, the son, is the head. Pharaoh, or Ramses' father, is the old body and head. His son becomes the new body and head. Ram, head. So with the zodiac, the ram, it represents the head. Moses is the heart and the soul. Hebrews are the spirit attached to the physical of the body. The heart, Moses, frees the spirit by way of the soul. Parting the Red Sea is freeing the blood, the spirit, unlocking the DNA, the Israelites, so it can move freely. So the spirit can move freely. The destruction of Pharaoh's army by the water represents the purging of toxins from the blood, the renewing of the blood, and the cleansing of the body. Moses leading the Hebrews, or Moses is leading the Hebrews because the soul is supposed to lead the spirit. The spirit is having difficulty staying aligned with the soul. See, the spirit is supposed to stay aligned, or the spirit should be aligned with your soul. So, Moses must reestablish order by commandment and commanding the spirit to stay in line, giving a spiritual guideline to help keep the spirit in line. This is done to keep the spirit in line, in order, or out of chaos. The commandments or the voice, this is dealing with the Sango, with the throat chakra, or that Sango energy, the voice that can move nations. The staff represents the spine. It's like the Caduceus staff, the Caduceus staff, the twin serpents, the twin rising serpents, the wings at the top, which is representing higher thought and enlightenment. See, now the sword represents righteousness or justice. That's why it's gold. The plagues disease the body, forcing it to let go of the spirit. Moses, the soul, or the heart, the seat of the soul, tells the body, Ramses, to let my people, or spirit, go. Ramses is keeping the spirit bound to the root chakra. Moses wants the spirit to ascend from the root to the crown. Now, I am, the boy, represents Eshu, the nervous system sending messages up and down the spine. Moses is the medium between the root and the crown. Exodus is about ascending the spirit body from the physical body. El Aroku, bringing light down to the dust or sand. Merkabah, light of body. Sun is the light, sand is the body, enlightened body, ascended body. This is what the desert and the sun and the sand is representing. The Jew, or the Jewel, the jewels of El. The Jew, the spirit bound by matter. The Jew is the spirit bound by matter in the third density dimension. The Jewel, the Jew of El, spirits of light. The Red Sea is the bloodstream. The Israelites are the DNA, or the ancestors, the freeing, the unlocking of the ancestors. Light codes, the unlocking of light codes. Hebrew is the cosmic transformation of spirit and matter, life cycles, reincarnation, transitioning of souls and spirits. Now, when you're dealing with Revelations is about the spirit revolting against the flesh to reunite with the soul. Revelations are revolutions against de-evolution. The devil is de-evolution. Hell is being trapped inside of a cell. Thus we have blood cells or spirit cells, spirit hells that we must master and ascend from. This is why it's said in the Bible that Christ spent 3 days in hell, saving his ancestors that fell before him, or saving those that came before him. Then he resurrects and ascends to heaven from earth. So he rose from below to the earth, transfigured, and ascended into the heavens. Hell was below, heaven is above, and earth is the medium or the middle point, the heart chakra. Earth is green, God's green earth. The heart chakra is green. He spiraled down before he spiraled up. The return of the Christ is the return of the anointed spirit of righteousness, waging war against the spirit of unrighteousness. The spirit of order versus the spirit of disorder. Genesis, Exodus, and Revelations is the soul, the body, and the spirit. Genesis says, let there be light. Light is solar. Soul is sun. Exodus is outer, dust, or physical body that the spirit is bound to. The devil is the de-evolution of light. Lucifer, the light bearer, the fallen angle of light. Angels are angles. Angles are angels. Angels are angles of light. Revelations are revolutions. Revolutions are circles. Circles are spirals. And spirals are spirits. Some spirits are spiraling up, and some spirits are spiraling down. Soul, body, and spirit. It's all about you. Your soul, body, and spirit. The journey of the soul and spirit. Be one. You are the one. The one that came from the all. So this is 0-point energy and the power of one. Zero is known as none. From the none came one, and from the one came many. None. In one. Inner one. The one within. Nucleus means new sun. The nucleus is the result of atoms that have evolved. Adam and Eve, evolutions of atoms, creating the nucleus, the new sun, the inner sun, the one within, the sun within. The pineal gland has a disc that hovers over it. This is the halo of the Christ, or the halo over the head of the Christ, or the halo over the head of the sun. The first eye, which most call the third eye, the first eye is a soliton, which is superior to protons, neutrons, and electrons. It is the anointed one. And see, that is the rule of Christ. See, it's all about the stimulation, the activation, the rise of your lower vibrational energies, from lower levels to medium levels to higher levels to the highest level, up to the crown and beyond. Traveling from the unanointed to the anointed. And becoming the ruler. See, this is what the rule of Christ is symbolizing. It's dealing with the activated pineal gland. Your inner sun. So, as opposed to taking a lot of these different things literal, when you read them, look at these different things, as coded and having to be decoded. Because when you're dealing with Bible or dealing with different other religious books, you have to realize that these aren't historical books. These books are biology books, they're science books, chemistry books, astrology books. We're dealing with astrology, we're dealing with chemistry, we're dealing with biology. We're talking about, these books are talking about your body, and they're talking about the stars. Most of these books are called holy. This is dealing with the sun, Helios Biblios, the sun papers. You're dealing with the sun, the Holy Quran. Sun. The sun is a star. You are a star in a body. You are a soul in a body. Soul or soul is sun. The sun is a star. This is talking about your soul, or you as a star in the body, your vehicle. Now, vehicles endure a lot of things. So this is why Proper maintenance and upkeep of the vehicle is very important. Putting the right fuels in the vehicle, putting the proper liquids in the vehicle, keeping the vehicle hydrated, making sure the vehicle stays tuned up, making sure that the vehicle is fine-tuned and in maximum operating order. So what we have to realize is that all of this is pertaining to us. And we must start to look at these things that way, as opposed to looking at these things as something that doesn't pertain to us. So a lot of this stuff is metaphysical. It's dealing with the mind and it's dealing with the physical. It's dealing with the spiritual. It's dealing with the physical. You have to find the merge. You have to find the line between the two that binds the two together. You see, so this is why, the decoding of these certain things is important, because a lot of this information is hidden. So it has to be presented. The light has to be shined in order for those who need to see. Because if the light isn't casted, there's a lot of people that won't be able to receive those light messages or those light codes, because they're not able to receive the light. The light isn't casting on them. The light isn't shining on them. So this is all dealing with knowledge, or the expansion of knowledge to wisdom, the transformation of wisdom, the evolution of the creation of new light, of new knowledge, transformation and evolution, wisdom and understanding, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, expansion, reception, comprehension. We're dealing with enlightenment, transformation, evolution into a new creation of you, your soul, your son. So I would suggest, go back, watch the film, or read the book, Exodus, the actual Bible book. I did the breakdown based upon the film because I'm sure that, or I know that more people have seen the film Exodus or the Ten Commandments than have actually read the book Exodus. So it will be an easy reference point for them to go to the movie and look and follow along. Those of you that have read the book or are into the book, you go to the book and, follow along, or also, elaborate yourself, decode yourself, see what stands out to you. The light's been casted. So the light just has to be received because it's there. So look and see what you find. Seek and see what you shall find. So again, just keep in mind that when you're analyzing these different things, you always have to use your inner eye to look at what's going on outside of you. Your inner eye is your first eye. That's your intuition. Learn to rely on your inner eye. Use your inner eye to see. Because your outer eyes can deceive you. This is why they say, believe none of what you hear, but only some of what you see. They say looks can be deceiving. Yeah, only when you're looking with your outer eyes. When you're looking with your inner eye, looks are not deceiving. You perceive things to be what they are. With that being said, till next time, peace. and become whole again.